The wall is healing. And when you touch that smooth granite and run your fingertips across names that you last remember, it's as if they were touching back on the opposite side, telling you that it's okay. Go on with your life. I've died, but I will live in your heart and mind forever.
I think it ought to be a requirement in life to come and look and to touch all those. Those were our neighbors.
There's 150 names on these lists. And that wasn't even all of them, because that was just 4 different battles we were in. I think about that war every day of my life. I take an Ambien at night so I can go to sleep and get away from it.
It brings back the memories, and it lets me look at other names and appreciate their sacrifices.
Gives us a piece of him back.
It did give a piece back.
Especially for me, because I was only 4. So it gives me a piece of my uncle.
You know, like I say, but every name on here has a story. They had somebody at home that loved them.
What was his name, brother?
Robert. Robert. Paraplegics, quadriplegics, amputees. I saw the results of the war. I didn't see the war firsthand. And I was lucky.
So why did you come today, sir?
I owed it to these 58,000.
They sacrificed so I would have an opportunity after I come back from Vietnam to live free and raise a family and raise it properly, to raise it in their honor. And they're beautiful people.
I'll be here every day till he leaves.
Scopina is a place. You can see it from Highway 71 south. But the heart of Scopina, the life of Scopina, the magic of Scopina, the uniqueness of Scopina was Mom and Dad. Raising 5 kids under a philosophy that ignored what the rest of the world thought and that emphasized individual effort. With Dad and Mom gone, I want to tell the story of Scopina.
This defined me. I went to Harvard, I went to Congress, I was in the governor's office, but this place defined
me. He is not the same. 74 years, diabetes, a stroke has slowed Buddy Romer. But it has not diminished his love for the place he grew up. A few miles south of Bossier City, Scopina, plantation with thousands of acres of cotton and corn. In 1950, little Butch Romer came to live here with his father and mother Adeline. This book is about them.
The book is not about my sisters or my brother. It's about us, but most of all, it's about Mom and Dad.
They stopped and came from Dallas that morning, stopped in Giblin to eat breakfast. And I was plowing over there in the field when the first shot was fired. I thought it was a pulpwood truck backfiring, but man, they must have fired between 60 and 70 shots. And it was terrible. But I didn't see any gun. I looked on the back seat in the back of the car, but there was a 6-shooter laying between them on the seat.
Maybe it's because this is the land of my birth, the only place I have ever called home. You see, I was raised on hot summer mornings and humidity and dirt roads and cicada and mosquitoes and live oaks and sweet iced tea. You know what I mean. The kind Mama used to serve with the roast beef and potatoes after church on Sunday. The kind Leslie Duke remembers.
Sweet tea reminds us of family. Sweet tea reminds us of those good old conversations that we used to have with each other.
Sometimes you're just there. Right place, right time. Happened to me a few weeks ago, just before sunrise. Ironically, I had been here before.
We sit in the bench right over there, and
that's his happy spot.
For 20 years, as autumn dawns in the Ouachita Mountains of central Arkansas, Mike and Libby Neely come to their happy place.
Well, it's just when I'm at ease and I can kind of clear my mind and not think about a lot of the stresses that you encounter sometimes in everyday living.
Like most places, it has a story. This one says a young European girl was desperate to travel to America. She hides away on a ship disguised as a young cabin boy. She ends up spending the summer on a mountaintop in central Arkansas. But as the leaves begin to turn in early November, the young girl called Jean dies and is buried by the Indians on top of her beloved mountain, the one that today bears her name, Petit Jean. The first settler came to Petit Jean in 1845.
We have shared the incommunicable experience of war. We have felt, we still feel, the passion of life to its top. In our youths, our hearts were touched with fire. Oliver Wendell Holmes.
Just before dawn, August 2011, a group of Navy SEALs head off the coast of Virginia to say goodbye to a fellow SEAL killed on his way to rescue a unit pinned down by enemy fire. In the event of his death, he asked to be buried in the North Atlantic. His name was Rob Reeves. This is his story.